everybody. Good afternoon to you. How are you? Well, it is a weird spring day here in Oregon. It is actually snowing outside. It snowed all night. And there's going to be no more snow all this week. I thought it was supposed to warm up here. Where is this snow coming from? This is unacceptable. I don't like the cold. I like the look of snow, but I don't like how cold it gets. Anywho, you're not here for that. You're here for Chantal. So I am going to give you Chantal. So speaking of Foodie Beauty, I did take a look at her current live stream. It's especially boring. She did a live stream where she's like, "You're not going to believe this." That was the title. And I peeked at it to see what was going on. And it looked like all she was talking about was deals she got at the grocery store. And she decided to make that into an entire live stream and bring up the reactors and stuff that you've heard before. So when she does that, I'm going to go do a retro react because the retro reacts are always more interesting than the current content. So the retro react that I'm doing today is courtesy of a channel called Knock Knock It's Karma. Knock Knock It's Karma did a series covering the 7 deadly sins, and I've covered a few already. And the one we're doing today is greed and sloth. Now, anybody that's been watching Foodie knows that she is guilty of those two things, being greedy and being a sloth. So we're going to get into it and bring up a lot of things that maybe those of you that are new to Foodie Beauty, maybe you've never seen before. And considering the fact that Chantal has deleted a lot of stuff off of her channel, there's a lot of things missing in her current content. But I'm going to bring it back to the surface. So I hope you guys are ready for a retro react because I'm ready. Before we get into that, though, let's get into the Twitter stuff. There are a few things on Twitter that I would like to show you. Let's see. Let me just go on over here. So why don't we just start here? And this is a clip courtesy of Kim Impossible and Charlie Gold. Okay, so why is this matter right now? Well, people have been keeping track of Chantal as far as, is anyone else there with her? Well, everybody's been noticing the placement of the pillows on the couch, the fact that the pillows haven't moved. Also, pictures have been surfacing on Twitter where, like, when her camera is swinging around, you can see the condition of her desk and all the debris on it. People have pointed that out also. She actually remarked on that in her current live stream. And she panned the camera around to show that everything was clean. But those who are watching Chantal, maybe even on the Beezer side, maybe you might be wondering, why is Girl World paying so much attention to these things? Why does it matter how she lives? Well, maybe one of the reasons why we're paying attention is because she's not living entirely by herself. She's got pets in the house. And the last time she lived in a place with pets, she did not provide a clean, safe environment for them. And the clip I'm about to show you, courtesy of Miss Charlie Gold and Kim Impossible, you're going to see just how filthy this woman was living. And I'm going to make sure to blow this clip up big so you guys get a good look. So this is older Chantal. This was before Salah. This was during the Natter era. And please take note. Take a good look at what's behind her. At the lower right, you'll see a huge black lawn garbage bag. Why does that matter? Well, Chantal's bedroom became so disgustingly filthy that I believe it was her mother that came in and cleaned her room. If you can believe that, a 30-something-year-old woman being so lazy that you call upon your mother to clean your room as if you were a teenager. So they came in and cleaned her room. And I do remember when she panned the camera around, there were at least 8 to 9 large lawn garbage bags full of debris. But she's about to show us what's beneath her desk, and brace yourselves, it ain't pretty. So let's watch.
I want to see under the desk. You're going to be disgusted. All right. No time like the present.
That was beneath her desk. Now imagine what the rest of the bedroom looked like. And also keep in mind that she had not just one, not two, but several box mountains. And for anyone who's new to Shantopolis and you keep hearing the term box mountain, what does that apply to? Well, Chantal used to go nuts buying stuff off of Amazon. And when she did, she would get the boxes and not break them down. She bought so much stuff off of Amazon that she would have a huge, humongous pile of boxes literally going from floor to ceiling. She had a box mountain going on in her living room, had one in the dining room area, had another one in her bedroom. She had boxes piled in her closet. It was all over the place, all over. But you guys can see right here, this was just beneath her desk. And clock that bottle of ketchup in the middle of it all. Who brings a bottle of ketchup into their bedroom? Why is it even in there? But that is what she was living in. And that's what the cats were living in too. And the whole doggone house was like that, on top of the overfull, filthy litter boxes that the poor kitties couldn't even use, to the point where they had to use the carpet. They had no other choice. I mean, the place was just putrid. Every room was putrid, but just clock all this mess that was going on. And then here she is in Kuwait. And people are watching to see if she's going to go back to her old habits, especially considering the fact that she's got pets in the house. It's not just about her, it's about the pets that are there. Are they in a clean environment? Is she doing right by taking care of them? It would seem no. That place is slowly getting filthy like the villa did. Maybe not to the extent that the villa got filthy, but filthy nevertheless. That's why Girl World is paying attention. So, yeah, here's the mess, y'all. This what was going on beneath her desk, and the rest of her bedroom wasn't much better.
This is the before.
And you know what? There is no reason for her bedroom to get like that. There's no reason and no excuse that she could come up with that would make sense. It wasn't like she wasn't physically able to clean, or she didn't have the money to pay a maid. She lived in her room. There was nobody else in her room. How long does it take to put trash into a trash bag or into a wastebasket and then take the trash downstairs and throw it out? Not much time at all. There's no reason for this kind of filth.
Okay. And
And there's another shot of the side of her bedroom, stuff piled on her bed. I don't know how she slept on it.
you're going to see the after in just 1 second.
More mess behind her.
You guys want to see under the desk?
So just wanted to show those of you that do not know about the villa days, what was going on there, the absolutely unexplainable, filthy, putrid mess that was Chantal's life. This is you're just getting like a snapshot of what it all was. Just thought I'd let y'all know in case you don't know. All right. Now, a little palate cleanser before we get into Chantal's content from Oh Things to Do, Dream Home in Morocco. Oh, love that bedroom. It looks so restful, doesn't it? The perfect place to curl up and read a good book on a warm day. Oh, give me that bedroom. All right, what else we got here? Okay, something funny from Science Girl. The story of a reindeer who went to the market. Hey, the reindeer's not stupid. It's cold, it's snowing, and it knows where to get it's getting the food. Smart reindeer. It's getting its calories on. Leave it alone. Okay, that was just being brief. So let's just get out of here and go to the clip in question. And again, this is courtesy of the channel Knock Knock It's Karma. The clip is called The 7 Deadly Sins, Greed and Sloth. And I will leave a link for the video in the video description. Okay, so let me just get where I need to be. Perfect. And let's go, y'all.
All you used that mansion, yada, for is the views.
Yeah, for those who are like, what is she talking about? The mansion. For those who have not been around the entire time Chantal has been doing her content, allow me to elaborate for those of you that are new to Chantal. So when Chantal was still at the villa, she was talking about getting a mansion and making it into a sort of a content house. And she was making claims about the place that I'm like, that doesn't sound right. That even though she was renting the place, she did not outright own it. She was claiming that the people who owned the mansion, that they were wanting to install mirrors on the wall just for her. What? Just because she was a YouTuber. She made all kinds of claims about this mansion, that there was like a coffee bar. She just saying all kinds of things about this place. I don't know if she was planning to move in there with Pete or by herself, or maybe she was going to sneak Natter in there. But there was talk that she was going to move into this mansion. Also, some of the things that she said, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Saying that the people who were renting the place out, that they left 2 pets behind, and the pets had people that were going to come by and take care of them in certain ways. None of it made sense. You know, like Chantal likes to spin fantastic yarns, but the more she spins a yarn, the more it becomes obvious it is a yarn. But that's what T and Sass is making reference to. The mansion idea. She was going from one thing to the next thing and claiming she was going to get into a mansion. The next thing you know, she's not getting the mansion. She's making all kinds of claims about why she didn't get it, how she didn't get it. And the next thing you know, Salah's in the picture.
And content. You've got nothing. You've got no vision of your own. You've got no ideas of your own. You will have.
And I also would like to correct myself. The last react that I did to Chantal, I said something and I was corrected in the comments. And thank you, Autumn, for correcting me, because you are correct. I said in the last react that Chantal could get a treadmill, a $200 treadmill, and work out in her apartment. I still say she could do that, but I was wrong about the price. I forgot about the fact that treadmills, just like with a lot of things, they do have a weight limit. I did not stop and consider Chantal's weight and how that would work with a treadmill. So Autumn corrected me and said that a treadmill that could take Chantal's weight, and she's somewhere between 500 and 600 pounds, you would have to spend close to $1,000, maybe more. So a $200, $300 treadmill would not work for her. You would have to buy something a bit more expensive. So I stand corrected. You're absolutely right. She still needs to work out. That would still be a great way. But given her current weight, a cheap treadmill just wouldn't work. So I just want to throw that in here too.
Whatever this blob of a characterless shape molded into the soul, if you like, of the man that you happen to be with at the time.
There's 1,200 people. This is my explanation, all right? Okay. I got clean. That's too hard. That's what he was telling me. That guy, like Mayton, was like, you can't do drugs. I was like, what? I can't do drugs.
Okay, again, more backstory here. So she was interested allegedly in a guy named Meaton. And this guy Meaton, he's not into doing the party favors. I don't even know if this person Meaton even existed, because one thing that's consistent with Chantal is that she lies. Chantal lies. So it's hard to know if she's telling the truth, if she's lying, if it's a half truth or a quarter truth. But allegedly, there was a guy named Meaton that she was talking to, and Meaton just wasn't into the party favor, party hard lifestyle. And he did not like the fact that Chantal was into the party favors. So she was going after a guy that clearly they had different views about party favors. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. And the person that she's interested in, because she wants to fast track being in a relationship, she doesn't take the time to get to know the people that she's got her eyes on. And if they're compatible, she's just going to go after them because they look good. Well, just because a person looks good doesn't mean they are for you. Maybe they're meant for somebody else. If they've got different life goals or aspirations, they're not for you. If your guys are going to clash, and sometimes doing party favors is a deal breaker for some people.
It's like, and then I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. I was like, I can sure do that. Addicts, we're liars. We are liars. So I'm just struggling.
That comment right there, addicts are liars. Well, it's the addictions that make you lie. You will lie for your addiction, whatever it is. You will lie to conceal it. You will lie to protect it. You will lie to keep doing it. You will lie to get what you need as far as your fix. It's addiction makes you lie. But even without that, Chantal's still a liar. She was a liar before all of her issues started popping up. Like, she's been a liar since she was young. Just add one more layer to a reason why she lies, though.
With addiction right now, you know. So
And I agree with you, Knock Knock. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy either. It is the hardest battle to fight, the one inside yourself that nobody knows about.
beds are expensive. Why the TV? I can't really tell you right now because I think it'll give it away. I'm moving into a fully furnished place.
That's not why she sold the TV, though. Because she was moving. That was not the reason why she sold the TV. Actually, I'm kind of confused because there's so much has happened in Chantalverse. The TV got sold, and then there was another TV she took over to Natter's, and then that got destroyed. I mean, it's just kind of confusing to keep track of certain details because too much has happened.
Addicts, we're liars. We are liars. So
Exactly. Like, once you tell a lie, then you have to remember the lie that you told and never forget it. And that way, when you talk to people, even on the internet, you got to keep that lie in mind. But Chantal's problem is that she tells so many lies about so many things, she can't keep track of her lies and keep it all straight. Not only that, but she talks about trauma, certain kinds of trauma. acting as if she's been through certain kinds of trauma. The problem is she's telling a story because she hasn't been through the actual experience of that trauma. So, because she hasn't actually experienced that trauma, there are certain things missing, like the visceral reaction, emotional reaction outside of yourself as you're thinking about it and you're remembering what happened to you. That's missing in her story times. And she's famous for taking other people's life experiences and memories and turning them into story times for herself. And in my personal opinion, I think the reason why she does that is not only is she a liar, but she created her YouTube channel and she decided to start doing live chats. And she would go on for hours and hours and hours. So if you do live chats, then you got to come up with interesting things to talk about. If you're live streaming for an hour, 2 hours, 6 hours a day, you got to find a way to keep the audience engaged. So to do that, she borrowed off of other people's memories and other people's experiences and other people's life stories and other people's trauma. Even going so far is to pull things off of movies. Example, like her saying that she had a roommate by the name of Long Duck Dong. That was straight from 16 Candles. And that got pointed out pretty quickly. But she put that pressure on herself to tell these story times and keep people entertained in that way. And why did she do that? Because she had nothing interesting going on in her life that she could talk about. All of the story times that she does revolve around her childhood, being a teenager, but there's really nothing interesting to talk about in her current life. Because all she does is sit in a room all day and do her mukbangs and talk to nobody and go nowhere and scroll on her phone. And yet she insists on doing live chats. And it's gotten to a point now where she looks towards people in her audience to give her ideas for things to talk about for at least an hour.
The problem. And that's why I saw that TV. I'm like, I bought this as an impulse when I don't even need it. I don't watch it. For me, the responsible thing to do was to sell it. I was watching those budgeting shows. And the girl tells them, sell everything you haven't used in like a week or a month. Sell it.
I didn't want to say that, but you guys are going to see things slowly disappearing from my house.
And here's what's crazy about her selling things. It's not as if Chantal suddenly sprouted into a reasonable person choosing to live a life of minimalism. No, this was during the time period where she was making a lot, and I mean a lot of money. During 1 month, she made 20, 30 grand. Imagine that, making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, and you're selling off your stuff. I mean, anybody can sell off their stuff. I mean, it's their stuff. But imagine making that much money and you're deciding to sell off your stuff. For what? Chantal has never been about, oh, I just bought this on an impulse and I just want to downsize. So why sell off your stuff? Imagine making that much money and just for a little bit of cash, you want to sell off your stuff.
And you're going to wonder, so it's not like fully furnished, but how does that give it? There's a lot of fully furnished places. So that's why I mean, you guys are, I wasn't going to say, but you guys are going to notice things slowly going away. Like I'm going to.
And another thing. So if she wants to sell off her stuff, like I said, that's her prerogative. It's her stuff. But why not say to the audience ahead of time, yeah, I'm thinking of selling off my TV and downsizing. The feeling that I'm getting right here is that because she live streamed literally all over the house, knowing that people were going to notice certain things missing and they were going to ask questions, this was like a preemptive strike trying to get ahead of those people's questions, just coming up with a lie to act as a cover. I mean, isn't she acting like somebody who's about to be caught in a lie or about to be caught in doing something wrong, and she's just like doing a cover story ahead of time? Because that's the feeling I'm getting here.
He did give a $500 deposit apparently, and I didn't remember that. I know we gave first and last, and we had to give a damages deposit. So if we want it back, I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna like really. I need to move everything out too.
Yep, once you tell one lie, you have to keep lying to cover for the first one. And that's why it's so much better to tell the truth. If you tell the truth, there's really nothing to remember.
Yeah. Our new place has like 4 TVs. So we don't need a TV. We don't need a couch. We don't need a lot of shit. And I'm just getting nervous, and I'm like listing things to sell. And just been waiting to see like best offers for things too.
You guys are probably not going to be surprised with me telling you this, but given the state of Chantal's villa and the fact that she did not take care of one single solitary thing in that house, living or non-living, there was nothing in that house that really could be sold. Everything was in putrid condition. She wanted to do an open house, not so much because she wanted people to take her stuff, but maybe to find some sleazy way to have other people take her things out so she didn't have to pay for people to come in and take out the trash later when it cost her money.
I'm going to announce on...
Okay, here's another shot of that disgusting bedroom. You can see over here to the left, stuff stacked everywhere. Look at the closet, boxes stacked here. I mean, huge trash bag right next to her.
On different platforms that I'm going to be selling everything. So if you want to come buy something when it's all ready, you want to come meet me, you want to come buy something, you're more than welcome to. I'm not doing this because I'm desperate for money.
Lies.
I'm just doing it because I got to get rid of everything because I'm moving into a furnished house. You know.
And start taking edibles and getting high. Normally she stays up for nighttime. But the reason like I was really wanting to watch the other video is because she's not really talking about the mansion anymore.
Mm-mm.
And she went in front of some high-rise apartment building and was talking about how much it would cost to rent it and stuff like that. So I wonder if that ended up being a scam. Maybe she lost money. Maybe it just fell through. Maybe shit is getting real fucking serious, and this is how Chantel copes with it. It's just by getting fucking lit first thing out of bed and doing what she loves to do, which is eating and live streaming. Wasteful pig, absolutely.
And for those that weren't around during this time period, for an entire year, that's what the reactors and the reactor audience had to deal with. Chantal being high all the time. From morning till night, there was never a sober moment. She would roll out of bed and roll one up. And her being high, it just got progressively worse. I do remember her very first live stream, her very first one. It started New Year's Eve of one year. And at that time, all she did was for 6 hours, it was her and Pete's on camera and talking. She had a vape pen. She was eating. There was some alcohol involved, but it was just the vape pen at that time. And then the vape pen transcended to her doing the edibles because the vape pen wasn't enough. You know, doing 100 milligrams of edibles, and then 100 became 300, and then 300 became 1,000, and then 1,000 became 2,000. It was just stupid, absolutely stupid. Then she was doing the very potent, expensive wheelchair edibles. Then when that wasn't enough, it was the shatter bears. I mean, it just kept getting progressively more and more intense. And sometimes she would just be so out of it that she would come on camera and barely able to speak, about ready to pass out. And this was her life for an entire year.
Yes. I'm going. Let's go get coffee, and then we're gonna go in these apartments. They look super, super affordable.
And there was also some brief talk besides the mansion. I don't know if this came later or around about the same time. There was also talk about her moving to Jamaica with her aunt and having a place there and her describing it. So it was like all these different things were up in the air, and yet none of them happened.
Well, excuse me. I'm just curious. I don't know. I mean, if I could walk to the coffee shop every single day, that would be so cool. Why go look at apartments on a Friday night? Because that's how I roll. I'm not a day person.
Yeah, that sounds feasible, doesn't it? Friday night, and you're going to go look at apartments? Who does that? Usually, when you go search out apartments, you start first thing in the morning. So you can fill out applications and talk to the landlord or the manager and do all the paperwork. But here she is looking like she's ready for a date, looking at apartments. Okay.
Shit. The guy from Mexico. What? No, it's not. It's moving far away from him. He doesn't drive. I don't know. We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen in October either, right? So maybe I won't even have to worry.
We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen in October either, right? So maybe I won't even have to worry.
Okay, so what you're watching right now is a clip of Chantal. This was during her time, obviously, when she was seeing Sloth, and she had to come back home. So Chantal likes to talk about when she lived at the villa, she was going through tremendous depression and she was out of control, and that's why she did the edibles and so forth. And yet, the moment that she came home, while she was involved with Salah, like you can look at her right now, she was out of it. Absolutely out of it. This was during the Salah period, not the Natter period.
I know, Danny G, I know people are going to think that. Go ahead. That there was no mansion. Email reads like I wrote it. What? No, it doesn't. That's not how I write. Compare my writing to it. Give me a break. It reads like I wrote it. That's a lie. God. At all. I like these pins.
Okay, so here is the supposed email that was sent to Chantal. It says, Chantal, we just learned about serious problems because of which we'll not be able to spend the winter as we planned, so we cannot rent the house. I'm just going to blank my own and we'll stay. It's very unfortunate we have no choice. I feel very sorry to let you down at this stage in the game. Let me know if you can come tomorrow, Friday, and give you back your money. The thing is, if this was real, if this rental was real, they could give her back her money, just refunding her money from bank to bank. They don't have to give it to her like person to person. So it looks very sus to me. Yeah, exactly. To me. To me. Who does that? Who does this?
Either you're playing dumb or it's not an act.
I'm just perfect the way I am. Live, laugh, and love. Fuck off.
Hey everybody, so I wanted to jump on really quick and talk about the latest news in the Foodieverse. So Foodie is currently live as we speak. Now she's acting very strange. If you go and watch her, you'll see what I mean.
What one little phrase? Oh, I missed that. See, that's what I love about people in girl world. Like sometimes some of us miss things and other people notice them. So this message right here, this part right here, I feel very sorry to let you down at this stage in the game. That is an odd thing to say for someone who's got a mansion and renting the place out, to say something like that, to let you down at this stage in the game. How is renting the place a game? It's not a game. It's not a game at all.
Time. I really don't know. Like, they installed this like freaking mirror for me. They know I do social media. Why would it be so late in the game? Why would it be so late in the game?
That part. If you're renting out a place, whether it's an apartment or a house or a mansion or one room, you're renting it. The person is not buying it from you, because once they buy, they can do whatever they want to the property. It's theirs. But if you are just simply renting or leasing a space for a new tenant, why would you install mirrors in a room? That makes no sense to me, because that's a major installation. But she was swearing that they were catering to her and installing mirrors in a rented space for her.
And then like he made the lease out today and everything, like with the government shawl over top. Now I'm gonna talk to you. I'm so friggin' nervous because I'm gonna get judged hardcore. And actually, I don't know why. I'm not like really super nervous, but listen, before I talk to you about what happened, I want you to know that this is like all right. All I can do, okay. You know how you guys think, like, okay, her life has to be scripted because it's so friggin' crazy? Okay. All right. I want to.
Okay, before she even says a word, I just would like to take a moment to point this out. Something of interest and something of note. So Chantal mentioned long ago how she would love her own reality show, but she said she would never go on an actual TV or cable reality show because it didn't pay enough. So what did she do? She made her own sort of reality show on YouTube. That way she would get the most pay. She could add or subtract people by her will. She can control the narrative. She made her own sort of reality show here on YouTube because she could be the complete boss of everything. And maybe that's the reason why she absolutely loses her mind when somebody that's not on script and not part of her cast has something to say that she can't control. because in her mind, perhaps this is her show and she needs to control every word, every action of everybody involved.
Assure you, I promise on. Thank you, Missy Moo. Hi, everybody, by the way. Listen, this is impromptu. This is an emergency bees. I should have wrote that as emergency bees. All I can do is laugh. All I can do is laugh and bees because, like, I went to the house today. I have in my email the lease. So I have proof. Yeah, I have a lease in my email. You saw the thumbnail, the excuse they gave me. I went to the house today and they gave me the lease and everything. Like, I have the lease in my email and he's like, sign it when you move in Saturday. And I was like, okay, everything went so well, but then, like, did you sign the lease? Yep.
And that part made no sense to me. Maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe I'm just not caught up with the times. Why would a landlord have you sign a lease unless for sure you are going to be moving in? And wouldn't they also give you the keys to your new place? Where were the keys? I mean, the math ain't mathin', y'all. If you're applying for a place, of course, they're going to ask for, if things are almost solid, they're going to ask for deposits and all that. But you don't sign a lease until you are approved and you're like seconds away from moving in.
Yeah, I did. I did, guys. Hey, man, yeah. I'm super happy about it. So I don't know. I didn't pull out. You saw the email. They pulled out from an emergency. That was a real email. That was a real.
There was no mansion. There was no mansion. Chantal was at the villa and she was complaining about paying, I believe it was $1,700 or $1,900 a month in rent for the villa. How would she be able to afford living in a mansion if 1,700 or 1,900 was too much for her? There's no way that a person who has a nice mansion with a coffee bar and everything fully furnished is going to lease for or rent for a lower price. I don't care who you are. If there's a person out there, they have a mansion. I'm sure there's somebody out there who wants to rent it. Why would they rent to someone like Chantal? Especially with her record of having bad credit and bankruptcies. Why would they lease to her? Because all landlords, they will look at your credit history, look at all kinds of things to see if you've got a good credit, enough money to pay the rent. All of this talk about the mansion, it was just something to talk about in the moment, to have something to talk about. It was never a real possibility, ever.
Email. I just put the email. Unless, I mean, I didn't forge that. So if you think that there's nothing.
And this was like a cycle with Chantal. If she created a certain kind of arc for her channel, when it was over, she had to find a way out. She had to pivot her way out of the corner. And the way she usually did it was spinning a narrative or framing it to where she was wronged somehow, or somehow she looks like the victim or the hero, or both at the same time. So she comes up with an idea for an arc, she lets it run through until it runs its course, and then she ends it and then starts another one.
To change your mind. So I even have the lease from Ontario. I was gonna sign it and bring it Saturday, and I just e-transferred. Like, I can show you the e-transfer. You said they were family friends. Look, I wanted to throw you guys off a bit because I felt panicked by being Doxed by S-Jam.
Moving to Gatineau. She's staying in New Orleans. She told me the house is in Orleans. Actually, she told me not to do that. So we was in Montreal.
So I believe S-Jam and Pete's at different times said the same thing. It wasn't a mansion ever. It was just an ordinary place, which there's nothing shameful about that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with living in an ordinary house, but we're talking about Chantal and her need of content and the fact that Chantal, everything has to be more grandiose than what it is. Ordinary for her is just not good enough. She needs to talk about things to make it seem like she's living better than the rest of us, or she has more than the rest of us. So instead of saying, I live in an ordinary house, or I'm going to be moving into an ordinary house, I've got to say, I live in a mansion. Because the rest of you peasants can't live in a mansion, but I'm going to live in a mansion. Well, the mansion was only in your mind, Chantal. Although the funny part is, if there is a mansion in your mind, FFG lives in it rent-free in your head.
You guys want to know the real truth about my situation? Of course we do. Well, obviously I'm not purposely trying to lie to you guys about where I'm moving. It's just that I want to keep it secret.
I'm not purposely trying to lie to you guys, but I'm lying. How similar is that to what she said about the DVSA allegations? I didn't lie for revenge, but you lied. You're always lying, Chantal, and you're always getting caught. And the only time you come forward and tell the truth is when there's too much evidence that you have lied. And it's all over the place and you can't get away from it. So to get out of that corner from being pinned down, you will pivot out of it by confessing just a little bit of the truth.
Because preferably I don't want to be doxxed. No, I basically know somebody who's doing me a favor, sort of. Like, yeah. I got hookups, basically, is what I'm saying. Did they make you put down an extra bit deposit because of your credit, or did you get... Because we were staying in Orleans. And look, I just want to say, I want to do a disclaimer that I'm not upset. I have a hard time accepting reality for what it is, and I also have a hard time not getting away.
And that's what kind of a person she is. She doesn't like reality when it doesn't line up with her fantasy. And she's a spoiled brat. Always has been. She doesn't like getting her way, and if she can't get her way, she throws a temper tantrum. And anybody that's anywhere close to her, they go through hell.
But, okay, but like, this is a total fluke.
I wonder if she could tell that I know that she lying, right?
All my payments are going to be transferred. I was able to negotiate with these people a price that I was really comfortable with. I don't have to pay the villa this month because the next month is, yeah. October 1st. Wait, do I have to pay? Oh no, I don't have to pay. Yay. So I don't have to pay my last month here. But I have to pay.
Yeah, speaking of the villa, Chantal, I have a question. So I know that Pete's name was on the lease, not yours. Which means if there was any damage to the villa, he would be liable, not you. Although you were responsible for a lot of the damage. And I remember the talk about how the drains were plugged up in the bathroom, like there was water coming up through the bathtub, because somebody decided it would be a good idea to dump kitty litter down the toilet or down the tub or something. The kitchen floor was wrecked. The carpets were destroyed. and because you were doing party favors, smoking them in the house, I'm sure the damage was not cheap. Between moving out all of the trash and the furniture, repainting the villa, repairing whatever plumbing needed to be repaired and unplugged, replacing the carpet, and if the cats they had to pee or poop on the carpet, that would mean the carpet would have to be completely ripped up, including the padding down to the floorboard. I'm sure that the damages were not cheap. And Pete will be on the hook for all of that. So did you throw him some money to pay for your part in damages? Because like I said, I'm sure it wasn't cheap. Just to have people come in and clear the place out of the bed, the couch, all the furniture, have them take it to the dump. It's going to cost a lot. Then you got to factor in everything else. So you moved in, you did not put your name on the lease. Pete's name was on the lease. And then you hightailed it out of Canada and left Pete's on the hook to pay for everything, knowing you didn't possibly have that kind of money. Did you help out your BFF of 17 years with any of that?
The last month's rent at the new place. And then next pay, after that, I pay the first month's rent. Interest how much rent? He's no. He's gonna pay $16.50.
So wait a minute. So this supposed mansion, half the rent was $16.50. I don't even know how much that is double. That's more than what they were paying at the villa. So why not just stay at the villa? Why move into a place where the rent is just that high, knowing that that person doesn't have the money to pay for all that?
Deposit was only $500. So if I completely get scammed, I only get scammed out of because I just sent. Okay, listen. Oh, shut your freaking hole. Goodbye. Okay. I don't care if I block you because you're not a big tipper.
Oh, y'all hear that? Where are we right now? Let's go back to that again. That was important. I don't know if any beaters are going to watch this video, but pay attention to that part. Just listen one more time.
The deposit was only $500. So if I completely get scammed, I only get scammed out of
not this part, the part where she says she's going to block somebody and she doesn't mind because the person isn't a big tipper. This was how Chantal was back in the Natter days. She was so high on her horse and making so much money that anybody just giving a small super chat or super sticker was treated this way. Like, oh, how dare you, you peasant? You're not giving me enough money, even though I'm just sitting here getting high and eating. How dare you not tip me $5 or $10 at a time?
Because I just sent. Okay, listen. Oh, shut your freaking hole. Goodbye. Okay. I don't care if I block you because you're not a big tipper. I got scammed. I mean, if tomorrow I don't get my deposit back, then I would be scammed out of $500. Yeah. But if I do get it back, then I don't think I would be scammed for anything. I mean, no, you saw the thumbnail. What the excuse they gave me. I went to the house today, and they gave me the lease and everything. Like,
why would they give you the lease if they don't know for sure if you're moving in or not? If they're not accepting you as a tenant or not? You're not making sense, Chantal. They normally have you sign the final paperwork when, again, you're ready to move in. Like, they've accepted you, and it's time to move in.
I have the lease in my email, and he's like, sign it when you move in Saturday.
I'm not coming back to that house. I'm renting it. You know, I have a lease with that house. I have responsibility. Yeah, everything's finalized. Everything's signed. What am I lying about? And where's your proof that I'm lying, Kara?
And that's something that she says a lot. You think I'm lying? Prove it. That's her defense. You need to prove it. Prove it. Give me some physical proof. That's the way she defends herself. Oh, you think I'm lying? Prove it. Well, we don't have to come up with any material proof, Chantal. Not when you're sitting there lying and you're not thinking about what makes sense and what doesn't. And the more you talk, the more you say things that don't make sense, it's obvious that you're lying.
I mean, that's not my problem.
And I was like, okay, everything went so well, but then like maybe the only thing I can think is his son was there this time, and he was probably like, what do you do? And I'm like, a bit of everything. And he's like, me too. So I'm thinking maybe they looked me up or something and found out that I'm a messy YouTuber for the first time.
Danielle, these poor people have no idea you're a total mess. Oh, yes, they do. They know about me and my channel, obviously. You know, they looked me up.
The two conflicting clips together. She just said in the first one, oh, maybe they looked me up and they found out I'm a messy YouTuber. Now she's saying, oh, they know about me. So which one is true, Chantal? Either they did know about you or they didn't know. Which is it? They were fully informed about you or not?
Up and they were like, we're going to be honest. We looked you up and... But that's why they have this. They're like, we thought you... It's a huge mirror wall to wall, and they're going to put it in a room for me.
Does this even sound believable, y'all? So they looked her up and they see who she is. They see what she does. And because it's Fraudy Beauty, they're going to install an entire mirror in a place that they're renting? Oh, no. That does not happen. I've lived in different places. I've never heard of a landlord doing that, ever. Whatever place they rent you, it stays as it is.
So I'm good. Oh, you should see my office. You should see my office. Holy fuck. They're making sure that they're very accommodating, making sure that, you know, like setting up that mirror for me so it's easier for my job, making sure I have enough kitchen equipment. They had everything in their kitchen cupboards was out on the counter to show me, can you use this for your videos? Can you use this for your videos?
Yeah, really. So a landlord is just going to bend over backwards for a new tenant that they're not even familiar with. Since when? Since when?
You know, they deserve that. They deserve to have somebody nice in their home to help them take care of their cats and everything.
Well, that person ain't you then. That is not you. A nice person to come in and take care of their cats, that's definitely not you. I'm still reeling from her saying that this mansion came with 2 cats that they were expecting her to take care of, that whoever the owner was didn't take the cats with them. They just left them there. Huh? In what universe does that even happen?
I really don't know. Like, they installed this like freaking mirror for me.
I mean, I'm a cat mama. Y'all know that. Where I go, Booger goes. And I would never trust a stranger that I don't know to take care of my cat. I don't know you. You're not touching my baby. She's mine. But this story, this yarn that she was spreading, oh, it's their cats and I'm just going to take care of it. No.
Oh, I do social media. Why would it be so late in the game? And then like he made the lease out today and everything, like with the government.
Why would you need the lease taken out with the government if it's a private residence and they're the owner and they're just renting it to you? What? What?
So like, what the hell?
What's the government got to do with it? It's up to them and their discretion to rent you the place or not.
I don't know. Scammed. I actually transferred some rent, like some money to them today, and then I canceled it. So I was able to cancel it. They're stealing your money. Watch. They don't have any of my money. Oh, you think they're gonna take my deposit money? I don't know, man. I hope not.
Okay, so this comment right here from Lisa Marzipan in her own chat saying a $500 deposit either in Ontario or Quebec doesn't make sense. Security deposits for rentals are illegal in both provinces. So getting caught in her lies.
I don't think it's a scam. I think they're gonna give me. I have their keys. Like they gave me the keys today.
So they gave her, they had her sign a rental agreement and they gave her the keys. That means you're basically moved in. You got the keys. A landlord only gives you the keys when they're accepting you. That's like the final thing.
I have the keys.
Because once you get the keys, what happens, y'all? You know, once you get the keys, you got to give the keys back. They're not going to let you keep them. So why would they give her the keys if they didn't want to move it in?
He's with me. My purse is all the way over there. Screw that. Why is it on my bed? I'm not getting it.
Yeah, so that would have been easy to prove. If she signed the lease and she's got the keys, she could have gotten up and showed the keys. What does a key look like? When it comes down to actual physical proof, she never provides that. She'll talk about it, but she'll never show it.
I gave money. Oh yeah, I sent money in like an e-transfer. And right after I sent the money in an e-transfer, I said, here's the rent money. You know, whatever. And then I sent the money. I'm living in the Kia Bees. God, no. Look at my friggin' pin. This is bad. No. Honestly, okay, there we go. All right, so.
And this is just a side issue, but just something that I'm noticing as I'm watching this. Notice how much smaller her face looks. Her face isn't as round. A lot of people have been noticing over time that one side of her face is more swollen than the other. You really can't see that here. What a difference that a year or so makes in her health and in her appearance.
Just found out tasty. I don't know, I had to tell you guys because you would know like what's going on.
And another thing, she likes to yell and scream about privacy, having a personal life. Would this fall into keeping things personal? Like when you're moving and where you're moving to and the circumstances, wouldn't that fall into things that revolve around your personal life? I would think so. So she didn't necessarily have to share this with her audience, you know?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we're figuring it out.
Wait, so you got the keys, you signed the lease, so you don't know what's going on? Huh?
No, like they made up a lease and sent it to me today.
They're not coming back to that house. I'm renting it. You know, I have a lease with that house. I have responsibility to that house. Yeah, everything's finalized. Everything's signed.
I'm just like, okay. You know what? Okay, here's my view on it, alright? I'm so tired. Sorry, I gotta yawn. Oh, order food. I'm friggin' hungry. Oh no, I have leftover in here. Okay, sorry, I'm off track. Still proven innocent? No, that doesn't work here. Goodbye.
You're being way too nice over there. Obligated to uphold the. What do I do? I didn't get anything in writing, but I have the lease. But I didn't.
I didn't get anything in writing, but I have a lease. What is that? It's in writing.
Sign it. He canceled everything before I signed it.
Which, as a landlord, you have the right to do. If it's your rented space, you have the right to say, no, you can't move in. If you decide otherwise.
Did you sign the lease? Yep. Before we go. Should I cleanse this place before we leave? I'm so overwhelmed. I have so much to do. I'm not touching YouTube. They will follow. I want to try something.
What exactly is going on here? Well, when Chantal wanted to do her party favors, she would turn off the camera or turn the camera away. But there were many instances where, even though she turned the camera away from herself, you could hear sniffing sounds. And when people started picking up on that, she decided to start going to the bathroom and doing it there, and you could hear her sniffing in the bathroom. And then she would come on camera, wiping out her nose, picking out her nose, blowing her nose, all dead giveaways about what was going on.
I wonder sometimes. I kind of like doing makeup, you know?
Y'all hear that? The sniffing? Mm-hmm.
You know what I wonder sometimes?
Exactly. If you know, you know. And she did confess later that she had a huge habit with the Coca-Cola. She did a video where she said that she bought about $3,000 to $4,000 worth, which I believe her. I actually think it was more. I really do think it was more, that she was just minimizing even that. Let's see. Based on your eyes and behavior, I can tell what you snorted was not a stimulant. Nope. For the record, I don't think Coca-Cola was the only thing going on here. During this time period, I believe Chantal was dabbling in many different things. And maybe because of dabbling in different things all mixed together, it was hard to tell what was going on with her. Sometimes she would have the hamburger eyes from the green. Sometimes your pupils would be dilated all the way out. Sometimes they were pinned. In my opinion, these are just my thoughts. Chantal, because she's an extreme person, whatever she likes, whatever she loves, whatever she latches onto, she is such an extremist with those things that she chases her tolerance all the way up with whatever it is to the point where she can't get high off of it anymore. And then once that happens, she's got to switch to something else in order to feel something. So, as I mentioned earlier, she started off smoking the vape pen. And then she started doing the edibles, and it became 200 milligrams, 300 milligrams, 1,000, 2,000, onto the shatter bears. Once her tolerance went up that high, she had to switch over to something else. And then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just like with food. It started off with a little bit of food, and then it became way too much. With Chantal, it's always about too much. Always chasing the tail of the dragon in order to feel something or feel good. Just burning her system out.
I feel sad because the fall is almost over. I have faith in God, but hold on.
Yeah, and this was during the Sala era, not Natter. You can tell by the way she's dressed. This was while she was talking to Sala, the guy that allegedly made her incredibly happy. So why is she continuing to get high while seeing Sala? She's glassy-eyed right here. Dead giveaway she's high.
Shoot on Foodie Beauty said.
So she likes to talk about, oh, when I was with Natter, I was so depressed and I was such a mess. And yet the messiness continued even with Salah, even with him. So she tries to blame shift and say, oh, it was Natter's fault that all this stuff happened, but it didn't stop with Natter. And it hasn't stopped since. I mean, she's in Kuwait. She's with Salah. She's told us that she's closer to, is it Allah? I want to say it correctly, Allah. Like, according to her, her life is so much better over in Kuwait, but is it? She's got much more unhealthy since being there, less active. She can barely stand up anymore without difficulty. Was it a positive change? Absolutely not. All she did was transfer her addictive behavior and nature from a bunch of things to one thing. And the one thing is food.
I'm just like, okay. You know what? Okay, here's my view on it, alright? I'm so tired. Sorry, I gotta yawn. Oh, order food. I'm friggin' hungry. Oh no, I have leftover in here. Okay, sorry, I'm off track. Stop. Right. I got a song for. It's called "Stop Right Now."
Dude, her eyes are watering.
Yeah, anyways. Thanks for Listen. But Kristen, I'm just saying, Even if I was high, I don't owe you that. Like, it's not.
Even if I was high, even if you're not, then you don't say that. You don't say, even if I was high. You're trying to give yourself an out. You're trying to pivot out of a corner. People in her chat this night were calling her out and pointing out that she was obviously under the effects of something. And here she is trying to wiggle her way out of people observing what they see and what they notice. Even if I was, I don't owe you anything. Now keep in mind, this is her channel. She could have gotten blasted off camera. Nobody would have known, but she decided to come on camera and show people this. And then she gets mad later at the reaction channels and the reaction channel audience who are just simply commenting on her behavior because she chose to turn on a camera and put it in the public eye, which she did not have to do. If she had just kept things off camera, nobody can say anything, can they? Because we don't know about it. But the moment you decide to make things public, Chantal, we are allowed to comment about it as much as we want, as long as we want, because you put it on the table.
Not your business. Like, you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know if I'm struggling with whatever. I'm just struggling with addiction right now, you know?
I don't think so. Because to struggle against something means you're fighting it. And I've been watching you for years, Chantal. I haven't seen you truly fight against any of your issues. I haven't seen you go to war with any of your issues and just push back against it. All I've seen you do is lean into your issues. You don't want to go to therapy. You don't want to go into rehab. You don't want to seek out counseling or anyone that can help you. You lean into what's wrong versus fight against what's wrong or fix what's wrong.
You don't know if I am taking this. You don't know if I'm taking melatonin. You don't know if I'm taking sleep meds. You don't know anything about me at all to be judging like that so vehemently. To be like, oh, you shouldn't be in a hijab. You don't even know anything. Are you even the person? Are you even Muslim? No. Like, what? My point is, you're trying to make drama. You just look dumb.
And let's just keep in mind that Chantal needs content and drama and controversy. So coming online live, not in a recorded video, live, dressed in her hijab, and being intoxicated, she knew that would cause controversy and she knew that people would talk. And that's exactly why she did it. She felt like being under the influence. Again, she could have done that off camera and nobody would have known. She went on live looking the way that she did under the influence to get the reactors talking. So she can say whatever she wants about the reaction channels. Oh, they're all hateful people. They're bullies. But yet, everybody, she does stuff like this to get us talking. She wants us to talk. She wants us to react to her. So she will put things together to get us talking, to get people riled up. She loves to kick the hornet's nest.
No, I'm getting more tired by the second, Cougarelli. But like I said, Cougarelli, it's okay. You can save your money because, I mean, go ahead and spend it. But whenever people accuse me of being high now, I'm not going to confirm or deny it because
I'm not going to confirm nor deny it. But if you weren't high, you would deny it, wouldn't you? Because when you're not high, you're going to say, no, I'm not high. Right? Wouldn't that be the automatic answer? I'm not high, bro. I'm not high. If you're not high, you say you're not high. But if you do that, well, I'm not going to confirm nor deny it, that means you are high.
I don't owe anybody an explanation of what I'm feeling, but I agree that being high is not good.
No, it ain't.
I wish I didn't. I never had to.
And Chantal likes to stay high just because she can't raw dog reality. That's why. She doesn't want to face who she really is or what she's really done. So to escape from it and to run from it, she gets high. And she doesn't, if she can't get high off of party favors, it's with food. It's her escape room.
But my goal is to have a weed-free life or whatever, but
Yeah, that was selective. It's with Chantal, it's always about the fine print. So she said, "Oh, I want to have a green-free life." What she didn't say was, "I want to be free of all substances." So if you got rid of the green, what about the other stuff you were doing and maybe you're still doing? What about that? Not going to talk about that. So you eliminate the green, but what about all the other stuff, Chantal?
I guess sometime, you know. You're such an idiot, Benhur.
So she did the chat this night. People are calling her out for being under the influence. They're noticing that she's not normal. And you would think that because people are noticing it, maybe she should have had the thought of, maybe I don't need to be on camera. Maybe I need to turn the camera off and get myself together before I get back on camera. But she purposely stayed on camera because she wanted to be high and have everybody watch.
I'm waiting on food, but I'm so tired. Like, I really am. I'm very relaxed, though, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sin to lie. Oh, I guess I'm going to hell then.
That was an admission. It's a sin to lie. I guess I'm going to hell then. So she just admitted she lied.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people like to judge. Are you a perfect whatever you are?
And that's another one of her defense walls. She says it all the time. Oh, I'm not perfect. That's how she defends herself. So she can do whatever she wants and act a fool on camera and be offensive and be vulgar. Oh, I'm not perfect. Nobody anywhere told Chantal you have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all have flaws. We all make mistakes. We all fall down and scrape our knees, but then we get back up. We learn our lessons. We become better people. We grow as people. Perfection is unattainable. It is. It's just something that advertising companies use to make people feel imperfect. So they go out and buy a product or a service looking for that unattainable perfection that they think they can get to. Perfection is a photoshopped picture in a magazine or on Instagram. Nobody asked Chantal to be perfect. All they ever wanted, what anybody ever wanted of Chantal, is to be honest. Just be honest. And yet, of all the things that she's shown us on YouTube these past 7-8 years, honesty has never been part of the program. She has flashed us parts of her body. She has thought of and introduced the most offensive things, but truth, she refuses to give us truth. She refuses to be truthful about herself, about her life, about who she is and what she wants. It's always some toxic, twisted, negative fantasy that she weaves on YouTube.
And, like, who are you if you're an atheist to judge, too? Like, no one's allowed to judge whoever does what. Like, are you morality police?
The thing is, Chantal, when you get on YouTube and you put things in the public eye, people are going to judge what you say and what you do. And that goes for anybody, anywhere on the internet. You make a video, you put out a picture. People are going to have their opinions, whether you like it or not. If you choose to put something in the public eye, the public is going to respond. You can't come on YouTube and do content and be a monetized channel and not expect the public to have some sort of say.
Anyways, it doesn't matter, Dark Desert Highway. I'm not here being disrespectful in the hijab going, hey man, I'm so freaking wasted. Oh, you know, I'm so high. Let's laugh.
The fact that you're wearing a hijab and coming on camera high, I'm sorry, that is being disrespectful, but that's just my opinion.
But that's not true. That's not what I'm doing at all. What do you want me to do? No, that's not modest. This smells funny. Okay, my life is nuts, you guys. What do you want? Like my nuts is lace. Are gonna be like, okay, yeah, you guys will arm wiggle for me, and I'll go, ready, guys, and you get the arm wiggle out. Okay, there it is, and you go, ready, set, here. Now, so where's your even proof? That's what I'm saying. Like, you're making something out of nothing.
There we go again with that. Where's your proof? Prove it. You're coming on camera high as balls, Chantal. We can see it on your face. It's all the proof you need.
It actually happens. Let's go ahead and watch this together.
That right there. That's not normal. That is not normal.
And I do like him. I mean, I'm attracted to him sexually.
Go to bed, Philly.
Danny Pickles, love you, babes. You deserve a real man. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, you can tell she took something.
I don't deserve a man who's not married, and I don't know. I know. My nose looks swollen. No, it's okay. You guys always think I'm zooted.
Because you usually are.
You think I'm on everything under the sun.
Because you usually are.
Actually, my eyes are pretty alert. They're not hamburger-eyed at all, so excuse me. Lambo, I freaking missed you guys so bad. Plain cheese. I always act like it, Racer Girl. I'm honestly, I have a bad headache. I think I need like blood pressure pills or something. Oh God. I went to a clinic today to get a lot of different things done. My medication sorted and everything. Because if you're going to be traveling around the world, I don't know.
And I just want to point this out really quick. You guys probably already know this, but it just seems interesting to me that as happy as Chantal is allegedly with Salah, every time she comes back to Canada alone, she gets high. You can tell she's high, that she's doing the edibles again. Like the first time she came back from Canada, like the very first night back, that very night that she arrived back, she was gone. And she blamed it on Pete's, saying that she left some edibles in her drawer and Pete's didn't know to remove them and suddenly it became his fault. But every single time she comes back to Canada, she cannot wait to indulge in all of her vices, whether it's food or party favors. Like she's all about that life. She's not sober for a day.
I'm due for an ERBs, Reginald says. Well, yeah, I mean, no, I take Advil. It's getting cold, so my nose is. Hold on.
Yeah, she would always complain about allergies. That was a thing. Her complaining about allergies. And it was real funny how those allergies would only act up after she saw Natter. You know, her nose would be all raw and her throat would be raw. I do remember distinctly back in the day, like when she would go over to see Natter, whatever they were doing, whatever was going on, she would come home and her throat would be so raw that she would just be drinking really cold drinks and eating tons of ice cream because her throat was bothering her. And it happened a lot. But her allergies always seemed to be selective, revolving around her visits to Natter in the outhouse.
It's a little bit leaky. Give me a minute, guys.
And she was constantly blowing her nose, constantly blowing that doggone nose and clearing her throat. Like that.
Basic, yeah, you're unbanned. Because you look more like Jeff the Killer than me. Hey, Canadian. Is that S-Jam in your picture?
Can tell.
It's so messed up. Fireworks. Tomorrow's Canada.
Someone sent a super chat saying just breathe, Chantal, hugs. Yeah, Stinky Anna said go tonight. I would go tonight if I was her. She's having a hard time.
I can't read these right now. And I was trying so hard to like hold it together until he left. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it right now. At all. I don't want anyone here. I don't want anyone here.
Someone just told her to go tonight. I don't think she should wait.
Did she do too much of something and it's causing the anxiety?
Someone asked Chantal, what can we do for you?
Yeah. Nothing, just be here and hang out with me. That's all I want. I don't want sympathy. I don't want anything. I just want you to hang out with me. And just let me cry if I need to. I can't control it. I really didn't want to come on here and cry. At all. I don't even know why I'm crying. I'm just very fucked up.
You seem scared right now, if I'm being honest. I don't know what exactly is going on, Chantal. Only you know the truth of things. You look scared. Like, I don't know if you're coming off something, but I recognize that fear. And then all this anxiety and everything isn't helping. I don't think you should wait. If you listen to anything I've ever said before, I don't think you should wait till tomorrow. I think you should go now. Didn't see what happened between the last live stream and what we're doing now. So did she get a special delivery? Will you guys let me know if that wheelchair came? She seems totally different.
Well, I'm spell
So she was just panicking on camera. Now she's fine.
It's us rising up through the air.
Okay.
I can watch it and be like,
you guys, I'm just like, from the last stream, her saying she wanted to go get help, or I don't even know if she said the words I want. I heard I need, or I'm going to. From her panic attacks to her, at this point, you guys are both playing stupid games. Like, it's so stupid and so childish. But let's go ahead and watch some more, you guys.
Because you know what? They make you look just as bad. Because so I'm so obsessed with you. This is the picture he wants to paint. So if he can't get anything out of me anymore, like this is exactly what that person said was gonna happen. He can, and you can't call the cops on me for talking about you, idiot. When just yesterday, you had your new librarian, fucking ugly Chris Farley looking narc.
Okay, so we're gonna stop it here because I got some thoughts. So for the new batch of Beezers on her channel, that she's trying to paint this picture of, I was being put through so much trauma. You guys don't understand what I was going through. She's trying to paint this really dark picture that she was living in fear of Natter all the time. Like her life was so horrible. Here she is raging at Natter. Does this look like a woman who was living in fear at this time? Because when you live in true fear of somebody hurting you, you want to get as far away from that person as possible. You don't want to mention them. You don't want to provoke them in any way. But here she is actively provoking Natter through her live stream, knowing he's going to watch. She tries to paint herself a trauma victim, but a real trauma victim would never act this way or talk this way. You've been through trauma. When it's over, and you want to get away from the person and stay away. So this whole picture she's trying to paint to all y'all over there, oh, you guys don't understand what I was going through. It was so bad. Understand this. The life that Chantal has been leading for the last 7 or 8 years was the life that she wanted to lead. Every aspect of her life she controlled. She had control of. Every choice that she made herself. Nobody made for her. Nobody forced her into anything. She went where she wanted to go. She ate what she wanted to eat. If she wanted to do party favors, she did them. And she did a lot of them. She lived the life that she designed herself. Because every person watching this, regardless of Chantal, you are the architect of your own life. You design it the way you want from the bottom up. And if there's something about your life you don't like, you can tear it all down and start again. So this nonsense that she's trying to say, oh, my life was so horrible, it was because she wanted it that way. She invited it, she built it up, and it was what it was. But I am not buying this sad sob story of hers of, it was all his fault, my life was horrible. No, it was because you wanted it. You literally wanted it. You came onto YouTube and you made your image the way you wanted to. You designed it from the ground up. You put out the content that you did. You created this public feeling of yourself based on your content. You decided to invite Natter on and include him into the story and made this whole dramatic arc between the two of you. You wanted all of that. You wanted it at the time because you wanted Natter, you wanted the money, You got the money. You didn't get natter. And now you want to try to backtrack and say all the haters, they have no reason to not like me. They're all a bunch of bullies. It's all about the size of my body. Your body size is up to you, Chantal. It's completely your choice. There's a lot of reasons why we don't like you. Your body is way at the bottom of the list. We don't care. But it's crap like this. You can't blame it. You can't blame this life and the life you have now on anybody else. It's all because of you and the choices you make.
Narcissistic supply.
Whoa.
Reaming me out with you on live stream yesterday. I'm just doing what you were doing to me, dummy. So here you go,
This
right
is so
back at you.
childish. Okay.
Yes, I reached out to you pathetically, really hoping to see you, to be nice to you, to give you shit, to give you gifts and love. And how do you repay me?
You don't repay gifts and love. If you do, it's not gifts and love. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Knock, knock. Love is not about payment. Gifts are not about payment. It's not about you give me something, I give you something. When you give somebody a gift, you give them a gift because you want to. If you give somebody love, you're not looking for some kind of monetary compensation, but that's how Chantal is. Narcissists do not know how to love. They want to use the idea of love to get something else that they want. It's all transactional. Never under any circumstances accept anything from the narcissist. They do not give from their hearts. Nope. Any gift you're given is weaponized and used for control and or leverage. That's equal power. Correct. Or supply to the narcissist. Right. They're just looking for leverage. They are going to be that person that if they give you something, later on you're going to get hit over the head with it. Everything I've done for you. Remember when I did this? Remember when I did that? I paid your rent. I paid your phone bill. Those pots and pans in the kitchen, I bought them. I paid for your phone. I paid for your iPad. I took you to Montreal. I bought your party favors. I bought your booze. They will note down every single thing they do for you just to hit you over the head with it later in an effort to get control of you. That's how narcs play the game. Everything they do is for their own personal gain. Everything. Also correct.
Okay.
Yes, I reached out to you really hoping to see you. Really hoping to see you. Really hoping to see you. To be nice to you. To give you shit. To give you gifts and love. And how do you repay me? And how do you repay me?
And how do you repay me? Looking for payment.
Narcissistic supply.
Fraudy, this is really depressing.
You're having pizza for dinner? That's cool. Enjoy. Remember when McDonald's used to make a pizza?
No. McDonald's made pizzas?
When did that happen? What?
I'm 39. I don't remember a pizza being at McDonald's.
Me neither. I mean, I'm older than that. When did McDonald's ever make a freaking pizza? That's news to me.
Maybe it wasn't everywhere. Oh, lasagna sounds good, Emerald Skies.
Is she maybe talking about when they have like two restaurants in one? There's like a Pizza Hut on one side and McDonald's on the other. Is that what she means?
Veggie lasagna. Okay, resurrection for pizza. When did they make pizza? When did they make pizza?
I don't know.
I feel like I missed out on something.
Yeah, talking out of her head.
At least we have the chat, you guys. Foodie isn't doing much, but we have the chat.
Look at remember me, the JP, British JP.
Are you under the influence of something?
Sorry. But yeah, if you're a new member. If I didn't give you an arm wiggle, let me know. Some people aren't showing up on the block list.
You have so many people blocked, it's probably hard to go through. I think I'm just going to title this Foodie Beauty being weird and not doing much.
So,
I mean, what even is this?
And what you're seeing right now, y'all, this is what the reactors had to deal with for a year. A year of this, of her coming on camera and just blown out of her mind on chemicals. It was either she was a million miles an hour or she was just sitting in the parking spot with the engine on but not going anywhere. That's what it was. I mean, I actually had her clocked. If she came on camera and she said, "Oh, I just took an edible," I would like immediately look at the time and say, "Okay, I guess we got like 30 to 40 minutes before it starts to kick in, and then after that it's going to be nonsense and garbage." And right on time, right about the 30 to 45 minute mark, she would do this. Her speech will be slurred. She'd be like, she would just be gone. Wasted. Wasted. Wasted.
I'm tired of this. We're literally on day 855 of the same BS different day. Like I just don't get how she's not tired of feeling this way.
It's not even on showing up on the block list. Damn it. Pete, can you just create a new account?
Yeah, that was the game she played with her members. She would purposely block people so it would force her VIBs to make another account and sign up for another membership so she can con her way. Instead of getting $5 per person, it would be 10. Yeah, she did that a lot. Just manipulating and conning her beezers that way. And they put up with it. They never caught on to the game.
Tiff said, "Poor Pete's."
No, I just don't want to turn on the lights because I have a bit of a headache. I've had a headache all night. Oh. A bedtime bees. I need to do bedtime bees sometimes. Oh. I have a headache. My lungs were on fire. I don't know why. I need to get gas. I don't feel too good. I'm just gonna get some stuff. I gotta get cat treats and stuff and coffee, and then I'm just gonna I think I'm just gonna dispensary and go home. Try to feel a bit better. I have really bad anxiety about being out of the house right now.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Let's play that again. Let's play that one more time. That was a weird moment. Watch her face. Watch the jaw.
Try to feel a bit better. I have really bad anxiety about being out of the house right now.
So she's feeling anxious. And instead of just ordering stuff at home, which would have been safe for her and anybody else on the road, in an anxious state, she decides to drive a 2,000-pound vehicle. Why? Is Starbucks that important? She was making the kind of money, anything she needed delivered, she could have had delivered. But she's confessing to the audience she's not feeling well. You can tell she's not feeling well. And she's got the dark shades on. And keep in mind, Chantal does not have great vision. She's never had great vision. It's only gotten worse. So here she is, a person who's not even wearing prescription glasses to see in front of her, wearing dark shades. How are you seeing to drive? And you've got anxiety and tremors of some sort for some reason.
I mean, I felt okay when I went live and I was like excited to like start my day, but I don't know. I just like left the house and
You know what you do, Foodie? If you're feeling good and then you start to feel not good, like things are going down rapidly, you know what you do? You turn your butt around, you go home, you park your car, you go inside, and you wait until you feel normal before you get behind the wheel of a car. That's what you do.
started feeling really weird. I'm gonna get off right now and like come back later because I'm not feeling too good. So I'll just see you guys after, okay? I'm okay. I just need to go home and like die and be sick.
Yeah, but you're not at home. You parked in front of a dispensary. So apparently you're not going home, are you?
I feel like I'm dying.
I feel like I'm dying is the most commonly used expression amongst addicts when in withdrawals. I remember it vividly, that awful feeling. Well, I don't know what's going on with her this day. I can't say for sure. But it looked like she was crashing for some reason.
I think I'm gonna get off. I have a headache.
And another thing, I do remember when she was in Kuwait with Salah, when she would make visits back to Canada alone, and she would partake of certain party favors. Did you guys notice that whenever she went back over to Kuwait, with the first week or two, she would always complain of constant headaches? Yeah.
What's this Ezra Miller thing?
My headache is still a little low grade. I think it's from having high blood pressure. So I have to watch my sodium intake for sure. On that happy note, let's go pick up the cheese Danish. On that happy note, let's go pick up the cheese Danish. I don't know if they're warming it up. I didn't get to chew, so I guess whatever defaulted, probably not. I hope they don't warm it up. I like my cheese cold just like my heart. So, one step at a time. Do I miss smoking weed? Honestly, no. Not really. Because it was starting to really, I was addicted to it. No. Or I should say I am. And when it gets to that point, it doesn't become enjoyable anymore.
That's because you probably built up your tolerance too high. You know, once you have a tolerance built up so high that it's ridiculous, you're not going to feel anything.
It starts to affect your mental health when you don't have it, and that's when it becomes a problem. My content right now is know I'm in the middle of a lot of changes, so I appreciate you allowing me. Just the reason I'm inconsistent with my content right now is for a specific reason. So yeah, I love you guys. Ciao, bye. Au revoir, mahaba. I'm gonna go in the washroom and blow my nose. Hold on.
So she's just blowing her nose, and she's got to cover up the camera to blow her nose. Okay.
sure how long I'm gonna stay, honestly. You have up to like 90 days, but you don't have to stay that long. So I'm not sure, but you guys will know more eventually, maybe. Just stay tuned for my live streams and videos. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna stay, honestly. You have up to like 90 days.
What are we looking at? I'm looking for what you're talking about. So confused. I'm so confused about what I'm supposed to hear.
Have up to like 90 days.
Okay, so that was it from Knock Knock It's Karma, the last one in the series, Greed and Sloth. Hope you guys have enjoyed this retro react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. I'm going to go ahead and download this and upload it to my channel and wish you guys a great day. So until the next one, don't forget to take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.